Ladies and gentlemen, Magic here. I'm going to be giving you an extra special cast today. I'm doing kind of an extra one today. Usually I just do one on, say, Tuesday and then Thursday, or yeah, Thursday, or no, Tuesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, Sunday type of thing. But today we have an extra guest. We have NrGFuzzy, who is going to be sending me actually a lot of replays. So I'm very anxious to cast all these games today. I'm going to blow through 6 of them, at least, maybe do even more. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see if my voice is too tired or what. But anyways, let's reveal the game, shall we? Let's see. Do I got the hotkey right? Somehow I always forget the hotkey at the last second. Alright, I think I got the hotkey right. Alright, let's unpause this replay and jump right in here. So we have NrGFuzzy spawned at the bottom right as our purple Zerg player. And at the top left we have NrG Lucky Fool spawned as our red Terran player. And right away it looks like these two players doing a little bit of communicating, some good friendly action going on right here on StarCraft 2. But yeah, most of these games are just custom games. Some of them are custom, he's just playing with some of his friends. Other times he's playing with ladder people that he found, and still, other times he's sending me some replays of ladder games. So I believe all these games are actually from yesterday. He actually just sent me 20 replays from yesterday. So I'm going to blow through as many as I can today, and then possibly do some more on Friday, and maybe some more on Sunday. Actually, probably not on Sunday. I forgot I have something to do on Sunday, but then once again on Tuesday, and we'll just keep it going. Otherwise, I do have, I might be able to set up a set schedule now for casting. That will be coming out soon, hopefully, so I will have more of a definite schedule so you guys know when to tune in if you want to watch live. You can sit there in the chat, talk with people, and all that good stuff that a lot of people love to do. But anyways, looks like Lucky Fool is going to be going for a barracks first. This is Shakur's Plateau. Generally speaking, you don't go with the command center first on this map. I mean, it is a smaller ramp here at your natural. It's very easy to defend, but at the same time, 6 pools are a little bit more of something you see on this map just because of that. So players are actually sitting back a little bit and saying, hey, you know what, I can probably just not go that expansion, play the safer route, and just get this barracks first at least, and then maybe expand after that, or maybe go for some Hellions first or something like that. So we'll see what Lucky Fool decides to do. Meanwhile, it does look like Fuzzy is going for that hatch first with that extractor thereafter, and I believe there's going to be a spawning pool. There's that spawning pool going down, waiting a little bit after 200 food or 200 minerals. I'm not sure if that's because he wanted to just get a few more extra minerals from that drone that became that spawning pool, or if he just was slow and he's practicing, or maybe he's just kind of messed up. It happens, even at high level play. But Fuzzy apparently hasn't been playing StarCraft 2 all that long. He said he started about 6 months ago, and he hasn't really played RTS before. And if that's true, he's playing marvelously. He's playing very good. He is at the level of possibly getting into Grandmasters this season. Last season was his first season. He got into the high top 8 Masters. I think around 1,700 points. So, this guy is nothing to take lightly. Meanwhile, it looks like Lucky Fool, I should say, is going to be going for that factory with those Hellions. The reactor is going to be completed in just a moment. Looks like no second guess yet, so I believe there's going to be command center coming up right here. He has the money for it, so there it is. Meanwhile, it looks like 2 Marines guarding the place, making sure nothing pops up there to scouts to see that factory. You don't want to reveal your factory if at all possible. But of course, you do want your barracks to make that reactor so you can swap it out with that factory, get those Hellions out just a little bit earlier. And, I mean, that is going to actually help quite a bit. So, very good play. You just always have to have that factory at the front, but again, it's easily revealed that way, so these Marines just guarding the place, making sure no Zerglings pop up there to scout it. Meanwhile, it looks like Fuzzy throwing down a Spine Crawler, just getting up a little bit of defense. Generally speaking, one Spine Crawler is not going to kill you. It's going to help quite a bit, especially on this map. It is a small choke once again. So these Hellions, they're going to have to take some damage to even get into the base. And a lot of high-level players will not risk that. They will not run past that Spine Crawler because generally speaking, there are Zerglings back there, and they're just going to clean up and then It's not going to do anything, and it's a big waste of money. And yeah, that's not really just the best play ever. You know, you're just kind of falling behind if that happens. You don't want to risk it like that. You want to have no risk in your play and just have complete control over winning. You want to just guarantee your win, and that's what good gameplay is all about. That's what I love to see. So anyways, Fuzzy here going for that second extractor. He does have a Roach Warren, getting up that layer and all that good stuff. Looks like the Hellions are out now. Took a few pokes from that Spine Crawler, just going to be chilling out here, making sure Zerg does not get out of his base. And that's exactly why you want that layer pretty quick. You know, you want those mutas out or whatever you want out to guard against those Hellions. And of course, this Roach Warren he doesn't really want to use. I mean, that's kind of more of a precaution. You know, if I see a ton of Hellions out there, I can just quickly make a couple of Roaches, no big deal. You know, and the Roach Warren itself is not a big investment, but you know, he can just say, okay, I need Roaches now, or I don't need Roaches. So I mean, he can just do whatever he wants. In the meantime, while feeling pretty safe, that's always going to be a very good play from Zug. Anyways, both extractors at the natural now taken. Command center has landed at the natural for Terran here. One tank already out here. So it looks like Lucky Fool is just going to be adding on a bunch of barracks. He does have that factory pumping out some tanks. Siege mode is not coming online quite yet, but I believe he's going to be getting that any moments now. And, well, there's Infestor Pit coming down as well for Fuzzy. So looks like a pretty standard macro game. Looks like Fuzzy not going to take a third too early, as it is kind of harassed pretty easily from those Hellions. Looks like Zergling's trying to get out. Looks like they managed to squeeze by those Hellions. Only one getting roasted there. Now those Hellions have to pretty much return home. I mean, it's not that they have to. It's just, you know, if they could deny scouting, that would be better. But, of course, Zerglings are a tad faster with that speed upgrade. 4.7 movement speed for the Zergling. 4.25 for the Hellion. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but in StarCraft that's actually quite a bit for movement speed. So, anyways, looks like Fuzzy adding on a bunch of Roaches now. Just going to get up a little bit of defense, you know, spreading his creep, doing all that good stuff. And, I mean, it's pretty important to spread your creep at least down to the bottom of this ramp here. Otherwise, Terran can just set up some tanks here and barrage the place, and it's really hard to get out of this ramp as Zerg. It really is. I mean, once Terran sets up a container with some Marines and some tanks, it's really hard to get out of there. So once you have that creep there, it does help significantly. It is a huge bonus. And look at this, even Terran's moving out right now, right as this creep is just like moving on out. And I mean, Terran can get rid of it with a scan, but of course there is a little bit of a time when it doesn't resend quite yet. So it looks like one of them just picked off there from the splash. And Terran moving up, it's going to be sieging up at the bottom of that ramp. Not going to be spreading out, but possibly doing a lot of damage to these Roaches. A lot of Marines getting picked off here. Roaches are pretty good against Marines, not so great against tanks, but they do have a lot of hit points, can absorb a lot, even from tanks. Unlike Zerglings, you know, Zerglings don't have that, aren't armored. Tanks deal extra damage armored. So, you know, Roaches actually take quite a bit of damage compared to Zerglings from tanks, even though they're, you know, a different armor type. Anyways, looks like the Roach is going to be cleaning it up now. Just a couple of units streaming in there. There aren't a lot of tanks to clean up here. And, well, even a little bit of micro killing the tank that it was unsieged before the sieged one. You know, because that's the one that's fighting you. And it looks like he's going to be expanding while doing a little bit of pressure, some light pressure with these Zerglings. Nope, just gonna, well, okay, get a little bit of light pressure. Pretty much just scouting, you know, it's not really like a big attack or anything like that. You know, Roach is just gonna be checking for an expansion down here. If there is one, he could maybe do some damage to the SCV, delay it, and all that good stuff. So, it's not a bad idea just to check things out with those Roaches, kill that SCV off a little bit quicker. And it looks like he's actually producing quite a few Roaches and a couple of Infestors as well, so we might be trying to bust in the Terran, maybe at least get a few units out, say, hey, you know what, if you want to expand right now, I'm just going to block it, and you're not going to get it, and yeah, that sucks for you, because I'm going to win. And I think Fuzzy is just going to contain a little bit, you know, delay that third quite a bit, as much as possible. And then, to be honest, I'd say that this command center should have been a little bit earlier. You know, you float it down there, and you know, it should be floating down there as you're attacking, as you're pressuring, so that if you want to, you can retreat back to it and still be okay. You know, and that pressure should pretty much just be to get that command center up. It should not be in there to like do some real damage. He could have retreated after that, and still had a bunch of units left. You know, but he decided to sit there and die and get a couple of extra kills there, but at the same time losing a few units in the process. And I'd say for Terran against Zerg, or Protoss against Zerg even, you want to keep your numbers as high as possible without losing your shit, because that is how you gain control of the game. You just keep adding on guys without losing guys, and you just build a bigger and bigger ball without losing as many as you can, you know. So I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I'm not going to go into too many details right now, as we do have a game going on here. We do have some roaches out here, lots of roaches, possibly going to be pressuring this expansion. Looks like he has chosen not to quite yet. He's going in there right now, but meanwhile, it looks like Terran actually moving out at the same time is a bit out of position here, and it looks like Zerg is going to engage that big army instead of attack there, since Terran is not sieged up, and the tanks are going to be falling. They are in the front lines here. The Marines kind of need to soak up the damage while the tanks deal it. There's some good bunker drills going on. And it looks like this Terran force is going to be cleaned up rather easily here. Well, not too easily, it looks like, actually. A bunch of roaches still alive, but a lot of them still killed off, so Terran not going to be sitting too good, as Zerg can really just add on a lot of guys at any given time. He does have his third up, and it's running. He could possibly put down a fourth pretty soon here. And lucky, you know, he has a few SCVs here, not the best, but, you know, he's really going to rely on his production buildings right now. He really needs to crank out a lot of units to defend stuff, as Fuzzy could really just add on a bunch of roaches and just kill them. But it looks like Fuzzy choosing to go a little bit more of a safe route, getting some drones out instead of just going in there and possibly losing the game because he didn't drone enough. You know, just wants to chill. You know, it did some good damage to that big force, and it looks like there is going to be a drop coming online here. We do have 7 Marines in that medevac. And while the roaches are proceeding to the expansion, looks like it is Planetary Fortress, so he's going to have to get out of there. Not enough roaches to deal with that right now. Without taking heavy losses, you could possibly take it out. You know, SCVs can repair it pretty quickly. You don't really want to deal with that. And look at this nice stream of Marines. And they're going to be going down there. It looks like the Spine Crawler is just going to be going up now. And a bunch of roaches are already here in response. Meanwhile, there is an expansion at the top position here for Fuzzy. And, well, lucky fool. Let's see. Is he building up a lot of forces? He does have quite a few forces here. That's really what you got to be doing at this point in time. You know, if you lose a bunch of forces, you got to build up more forces. I see a lot of players try to expand after they lose a big fight, and it's like, well, you can't really do that because your opponent is just going to roll over you, and yeah, it's not very awesome at times. But sometimes you can get away with it, so I suppose that's okay. But anyways, looks like Ultralisks are about to pop out here. He does have the plus upgrade, or plus 2 armor, I should say, the chitinous plating for his Ultralisks coming out. He did get that hive during that small. Well, he moved his roaches up here, that's when he got the hive. But, let's see, adrenal glands, no adrenal glands. Looks like no neural parasites. Just going to be sticking with a lot of Ultralisks. And that, of course, is going to be awesome, as Ultralisks deal a ton of damage. They do have a good splash. I think, actually, Ultralisks might be getting more splash in the Heart of the Swarm expansion. I think that'd just be totally awesome. I mean, it sounds like they have this, like, burrowed sprinting, like they burrow underground and like push forward and then like unburrow on stuff. Like, that's totally awesome. You know, just like clear those Zerglings and roaches that are in the way, because Ultralisks can't really, like, I mean, that's the big thing about Ultralisks. They get in the way a lot. Like, roaches get in the way, like they can't really do anything. Alright, so now he just backed up, letting those Ultralisks through, and it looks like these tanks, I don't know if there's going to be enough tanks here, just going to be taking out everything here, looks like. A lot of roaches kind of half dead, but it looks like, you know, after time they do replenish that health, and of course if they burrowed, they would replenish it a little bit quicker, but it looks like he's going to kind of chill back. You know, his Ultralisks took a bunch of damage. Time to go back and heal. See, is there a queen out? There is a queen out here in the center here, possibly going to do some transfusing on those Ultralisks. Looks like he's going for a Greater Spire as well. Where is that Greater Spire? I want to forensically find it. There it is. Oh, wow, it's in a very dangerous spot right in the front of the natural there, but, well, you know, most cases, Zerg is going to have a bunch of guys out here, so, I mean, that's really not a big deal. Wherever you put it, whatever, it's not even, it's like whatever, man. But, anyways, Lucky Fool just adding on some more tanks and Marines. It looks like just getting some upgrades finally. He's getting the +2 weapons, +2 armor for his infantry, and +1 weapons for his tanks. So, looks like he's also going to be expanding during all this, getting a command center up, just kind of chilling back. He doesn't want to engage too much. He doesn't want to push forward. You know, at this point in time, he doesn't have enough forces to really do that. He really has to sit back and defend. You know, as soon as he sprints forward, Zerg's going to be like, oh, I'm going to go kill your tanks while they're unsieged. And that's not a good feeling to be in, you know, to lose all your shit for, like, nothing when they could have done so much more damage. And, well, I don't know, this is a pretty sizable Ultralisk force here. They do have +2 attack, I mean, +2 armor plus the chitinous plating, so that's +4 armor. And of course, they have that base armor of 1. Could be just assaulting this. Lots of tanks spread out pretty evenly. but there's just too many Ultras here. I believe this is going to be it for Mr. Lucky Fool from Team Energy, and well, yeah, there's just way too many Ultras here. That's gonna be it. Yeah, there's not much you can do at this point. And if your force is too small and you don't have enough expansion, you're just gonna die. Because I mean, even if Zerg lost that engagement, he has the income to replenish it pretty fast, you know, and the hatcheries to replenish it as well. And even having, you know, superior upgrades. Well, actually, the upgrades are just about to finish for Lucky Fool, but alas, it is not enough. Lucky Fool giving the GG, and well, he's saying, okay, I kind of just sucked. I needed to win on that map. That's fair. You know, I think that's a fair thing to say. But anyways, let's get out of this game and get right on to the next game. As I drink some of this delicious liquid, also known as honey water. Oh, that stuff is so good. I think I say this every time I cast, but it is so good. Let's see, load this up. I have too many folders, too many people to cast. Not that I have too many people to cast, just I've been casting for a little bit, and I have plenty of replays saved up. Alright. Let's get into this game. We have Mr. Baz spawned at the 6 o'clock position as our red Terran player. And his opponent, of course, the guy that I'm featuring, NrGFluffy, spawned at the... Well, it's the 9 o'clock as our blue Zerg player. I always, like, butcher something in the opening. I don't know what it is. I just do it wrong. But, sorry about that. I had to cough for a sec. Luckily, my headset has a nice off button for my mic. I can just push it. Of course, it does kind of accidentally get hit, and then people don't hear me, and that sucks, because I have to recast then, and yeah. But anyways, not much going on. This is Metalopolis, this Overlord coming over to this Terran base. I believe this is from yesterday, so I mean it's the updated version. I think in the updated version you can't spawn close ground. Don't quote me on that. I'm not really 100% sure on that. It might have been a different map. It might have been the Shattered Temple. I'm not sure if it's on that map and this map, or just that map, or neither. So I really just don't know. I'm not 100% sure is all. So looks like Baz going to be playing pretty standard here, just getting up. Well, where's he putting that? Oh, okay, his barracks going to be over there. No big deal, you know, just put your barracks a little bit further away. Make it look like Zerg can bust in there. That's something that actually a lot of players screw up. You know, they see, oh, the barracks isn't at the front, I can just go in there and kill him. But the thing is, you have to make that decision before he even builds a barracks to have your Zerglings there at the correct time. Otherwise, your Zerglings get there too late, and he's going to have a bunch of Marines out anyways. You know, and he's probably going to have a second barracks or a second something there if he doesn't move that first one over. So, I mean, there really isn't as much possibility there as you might think. You might say, hey, this is just a big opening, what's he doing? This guy sucks, but it's actually a really good play, just you know, because bad players would look at that and be like, okay, I'm going to bust in there, but you really, again, can't. So, anyways, looks like he is going to be getting a refinery, so no 2 barracks play, just going to be going for a pretty standard Hellion opening, possibly into Banshee, maybe expansion, who knows, we'll see what goes on when that second building goes up, or third building even. Meanwhile, it looks like Fuzzy did his pretty standard opening, hatch first, extractor, pool. Let's get that nice overlay up so you guys see who's playing. That's the thing about, you know, I remember before that overlay, I was like, okay, how are the players even going to remember who's playing? Like, you have to, like, constantly go over the person's name just so they can see who's playing. You know, it's kind of ridiculous. But having that nice overlay is just, like, a good reminder for everybody, including me, you know, so I don't forget those things. But anyways, looks like one Marine already out on the field, chasing that drone back. And actually, there's an SV as well. He could possibly place down a bunker, force some Zerglings, and then cancel it. Nope, just going to turn back. You know, even just seeing that Marine and then SV is kind of you know, it makes you think about, okay, should I make Zerglings or not? You know, I think some players would make Zerglings, which is just like a good way to force some Zerglings without actually building that bunker, losing that 25 minerals. So, you know, I do like that play quite a bit. Just sending out a couple of Marines early on. I mean, it's not like you have to kill them or anything like that. It's just to show up and then go home, you know, type of thing, so that he maybe builds some Zerglings. But anyways, it does look like he went for a factory into a command center, so pretty awesome build here. Just going to be expanding pretty early, or at least getting some extra SVs up before he expands. Always a good play, just to get some extra workers up. Of course, that does mean you get less tech and less infantry, or I mean less military units, because I mean if you're spending an extra 50 minerals every so often for an SCV, you know, that's 50 minerals you don't have for something else. And so it does put you back a little bit. I mean, I think a lot of players don't really look at that intensely, but it is a big factor, not factory. And so what players think about, you know, I mean, it is quite a bit, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. Sorry, Mark coughing. Might be this honey water. I don't know, I feel like good drinks just like make you cough for some reason. Like good warm drinks like tea will make me cough, honey water will make me cough, and it's like, what the heck is it? I think it's like trying to cleanse my lungs out, to be honest. But anyways, looks like 4 Hellions out now, going to be moving their way up here. Looks like there was a cancellation on that creep tumor. Not going to be losing that, going to keep it safe in the back there and possibly expand it in a moment. Maybe right now, maybe it's just going to wait, make sure and guarantee that that creep tumor is not going to die. So that kind of sucks to have to put down an extra creep tumor from that queen. I mean, he only has 2 right now. You don't want to, if you don't have to make a second, or I mean a third queen, you know, you don't have to, and you can just spread your creep like this, you know, very safely. Ooh, that thing just went down in time, and it looks like these Hellions trying to find a small opportunity to just do a little bit of extra damage. And well, I mean, of course, I think some players would look at this and say, hey, you can just wrap around here and do a whole bunch of damage to these drones, or go into the main, but the thing is, that does put you back pretty bit, you know? I mean, think about how many Hellions that is. That's 6 Hellions, that's 600 minerals. That's a command center and almost a barracks. That's a command center and a supply depot. I mean, that is pretty huge, to be perfectly honest. And it looks like Baz taking the expansion during all this. It's getting up a lot of barracks, even has a starport producing, well, it looks like 1 Viking for now. Of course, that Viking is going to be doing some Overlord hunting, and there's actually a lot of space here, a lot of Overlords, a lot of vision for Zerg that could be denied. And well, Baz doing a little bit troll. These Hellions, you know, just kind of bored, just kind of drive around a little bit. No big deal, you know, it's all good. But anyways, it looks like this creep tumor are going to be spreading creep a little bit further, you know, just having it a little bit further closer to the edge of that ramp there. Means that there's going to be more creep out here and around there, so you can extend it a little bit further when these Hellions are picked off and killed off. Looks like he's already getting a Spire. Look at this. It's only 8 minutes in. He's getting a pretty fast Spire here. And, I mean, he even has a Baneling Nest just in case there was a big push early on. Just a very safe opening play here that he seems to be doing here. So, I mean, I don't know. It seems he has some really good builds. I don't know if he's just, like, looking up builds online and just, like, doing them again and again and again, like, 20 times a day or what. But this guy is crazy good for how much experience he actually has. Anyways, looks like Baz throwing down a command center at this time as well. Just going to be sitting on a pretty big, fat macro game here. It looks like this Viking took care of maybe, well, it looks like 2 Overlords. Looks like this next Overlord, he wants to suicide. Go for that Viking. Well, it looks like these Mutalisks are out, going to be cleaning up that Viking if he finds it. And yeah, that's plenty of mutas. You know, a lot of people say, oh, Vikings are anti-air, they should be good against mutas, but actually they suck against mutas. Vikings do extra against armored. Mutas do good damage against everything, so yeah, it's not a very good even trade in that regard. Vikings are actually a good counter to Corruptors. So anyways, oh, even more mutas coming online here. Looks like these Hellions did kind of move away for a second because those mutas were out, and now he's probably looking to, well, he saw that expansion, not going to be attacking it. Seems kind of fruitless to have some Hellions, excuse me, wow, that came out of nowhere, some Hellions attack that hatchery. So, you know, it does take a long, you can kill it that way, but it just takes so long. By that time, the mutas are going to be there and pick him off. And yeah, there goes that Viking. Missile turret in a good spot. Looks like the supply depot is trying to complete somewhat of a wall here, prevent Zerglings from running by. It looks like there's a small gap there. A small gap. Yeah. I don't know. My voice is kind of like cracked there. I don't know if it cracked or if it's just like randomly went into my head voice. But anyways, there's a crack there. You might want to fill that. I'm not sure. Or maybe just going to keep it open, keep a couple guys standing guard. There's a bunker there, so I mean, it's kind of hard to just run by there anyways. And we'll see how hard it is to bust in here. We'll see if Fuzzy decides to bust or not. You know, right now just getting up that expansion and continuing this macro game, playing very safe, getting up his Baneling speed, the Zerg Flyers, aka the Mutalisk attack, and, well, possibly just adding on a lot of mutas here. Looks like this command center just going down here. Mutas coming over to attack that, picking off a couple of SCVs, doing some pretty good micro, just making sure his mutas continue to fly while picking off stuff. That's actually something you don't see very often in StarCraft 2, more of a Brood War thing. And, well, Marines there to clean them up if they come back, but it looks like they're going to be flocking around instead. Going to be looking for whatever kind of little opening they can find. Looks like these Hellions are a little bit out of position. Going to be taking some damage. 3 Hellions picked off there, 300 bucks of damage. And it looks like the Supply Depot is going to be under attack as well. Just not enough turrets up. I mean, some players like to go a lot of turrets, other players don't. You know, there are times you can put up a lot of turrets, not a big deal, you know, especially if it goes that many mutas. And, well, let's see. Well, that turret's gone, and, well, the mutas are going to be repairing that planetary fortress, but the Zerglings are coming in here. No Banelings with that, just going to be attacking in there with what he has. There aren't a lot of guys to repair that. The mules actually are not repairing either. Now they're repairing, I believe, yes. And now the Marines have come to help clean this up, but I don't know, this planetary fortress already taken a lot of damage. It's about halfway finished here, and while the SCVs are not looking to repair it, I feel like that's a kind of a blunder there. You know, these mutas could just come back any given time and finish it off. It looks like they're coming this way, and Terran, of course, looks like he's pushing out. Kind of a bad spot to push out right now. He wants to get up those missile turrets first and then push out. This is kind of an awkward time as well. And, well, a couple of SCVs being killed off. And it looks like this planetary fortress is going to be going down. Meanwhile, the push is continuing on. 3 tanks, no 3 tanks, a couple of medevacs, actually 3 medevacs, and a whole bunch of Marines. And for the record, the Marines do have the +1 attack. No other upgrades for Terran. Meanwhile, for Zerg, he doesn't have any upgrades either. Actually, well, Terran does have that +1, so that's at least something. But no Zerglings, no Banelings have upgrades, which means these Marines are going to be a big threat. And now they're going for the drone line. There's going to be a couple of dead drones there. There goes a couple of Overlords, and a couple of Zerglings already popping out, but he doesn't really have much to attack. Oh, wow, he actually cleaned it up with what few units he had. A bunch of mutas, a couple of Zerglings, and, you know, like 2 Banelings. Like, that's what killed that. But anyways, the Marines were cleaned up with those mutas, and now that medevac as well. Now the Terran is going to have to run away, and, well, he's going to have to attack in there. Yeah, I was going to say, if he's not going to attack that, then there's something wrong there, because he's going to lose everything. But picking off a couple of mutas in the process, always going to be a good play. So, taking another base, Fuzzy is, and he's going to be controlling the map with these mutas, flying around, flocking around, finding whatever he can to pick off. And, well, I mean, keeping Terran on 2 bases while he takes a 4th is always going to be an awesome move to be, or awesome place to be in. He's got to be feeling pretty good right now. You know, he's controlling the map. You know, something that I think a lot of players miss is just check those extra expansions. I see this time and time again. Just check your freaking extra expansions. Make sure he doesn't have an extra base somewhere, because that's what is good play. So you don't want to lose because he has an extra base. That's just not a good feeling. But anyways, it looks like he's going to be trying to re-expand. That command center almost finished and pushing at the same time with a couple of tanks and a few Marines. You know, there really isn't a lot he can do right now. The Fuzzy just sitting with so many mutas, and there's really not much Baz can do. It looks like he's going to try to attempt to drop at the same time. Mutas just flying around looking for things, knowing what to look for. Oh, and the medevac does go down. I was wondering if he was going to try to pick off that medevac with those Marines fighting it, or attacking, and, well, looks like he cleaned it up pretty good. Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a drop up to this high ground with this tank guarding from the low ground. So, very good play right there. You know, that's something I don't see enough either. I see a lot of direct pushing, and that's okay, but I'd say kind of look at it differently. Look at the game a little bit differently. Try to do these kinds of pushes. I mean, this is hard for Zerg to bust right now. Looks like Zergling's coming around, going to be attacking those tanks. Looks like these Marines. Actually, yeah, there's a lot from Fuzzy here. Pretty easy peasy. There goes that last tank. Actually, there's one more that joined the fight. And, well, there's only a handful of Marines guarding that, so I believe these mutas might be able to pick that off. Just going to be chilling back here. Nope, mutas from the left side, or the right side, going to be coming in here, killing off those Marines. And there's only 2 Marines left, now 0 Marines left. These tanks are in trouble, going to be going down, and there's another set of Marines online here as well. So, going right into that bunker, going to be maybe picking off a couple of mutas there, taking some heavy damage, but, I don't know, you got to be careful with your mutas. You don't want to be going in there if you don't have to, but of course you're always very busy as Zerg. Spreading creep tumors, spewing your larvae, getting some tech, putting guys in the gas, and all that good stuff. And, well, we'll see. Zerglings. What is he going to attempt? Is he going to go right into the natural or the third? It looks like he's going to go into the natural here. Going to be killing off some tanks there with his mutas, killing off the marines with his Zerglings. And now there's a bunch of bandits heading towards that bunker. Going to be killing it. And Baz gives the GG before losing a couple of SCs there. Very awesome play by Fuzzy. Very convincing. Taking out this opponent's on the ladder. Oh man, my voice is already getting a little bit tired, but that's okay. I'm going to continue on regardless, so I hope you guys bear with me, because my I don't know how well I'm going to continue to do if my voice is already a little bit tired. Pretty crazy games going on here, though. Pretty awesome indeed. And wow, did I just... Okay, it looked like it lagged for a second. Whatever. Yeah, just give me a second to drink some more of this good yellow liquid. It's yellow because of the honey, alright? Alright. What the heck? Oh. Apparently... Okay. I just didn't do my... I was going to cast... I put games into a specific folder so I could cast them, but apparently I'm not going to cast those games. Well, it's okay, because we have, what, 14 more? So, yeah, we're just going to do 6 of the 14, just go, you know, a little bit up at a time, and yeah. Anyways, we have Darkness. He spawned at the top, 12 o'clock position. As our red Protoss player, it is going to be a Zerg Protoss, as we do have NrG, which is NrGFluffy, spawning at the bottom, 6 o'clock position as our Zerg blue player. Whoops, that was already up. And, well, looks like a pretty close game already. 9 supply to 8 supply, and Darkness already going a little bit behind. Nope, he's at 9 supply now, and all is well. Some good friendly chat going on. Hey, man, you going for GM too? Yeah, yeah, cool, cool. Way too much coughing going on. Oh, yeah, I think this is the map with no close position. And this is the Shattered Temple. So that's as good. Das is good. Oh, yeah. Okay, so anyways, Overlord just came out here. Gonna be patrolling the waters, looking for good stuff. Possibly going over to that natural, it looks like. Gonna be spotting, see if there's a probe there to block that expansion or not. Looks like he's not gonna scout with a drone. I like to scout with a drone, man. That's good. But, of course, this guy's way better than me, so he probably knows way better than I do. But, yeah. I just like to know when that probe's coming so I can just be like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to put my hatch down. I'm just going to put a pool down, you know, type of thing. So, looks like these guys are going to continue to do some practice games as well. So, at a later date. So, we might see more of Darkness. We will see. Anyways, the probe has made his way into the base here. You're going to see that spawning pool and that extractor, and no hatchery quite yet, but I believe there's going to be a hatchery as the next building. Looks like that drone's going to be scouting, actually. No hatchery, maybe a hatchery. Yeah, he's going to go for that hatchery. Yeah, alright, so he's doing it way before 400. Just going to be trying to, you know, kill that probe in the meantime. And, well, it's going pretty good so far. He's gotten 3 hits off. He almost got another hit. Another hit. Alright, 3, 4, 5. And this probe already taking heavy damage. Oh, there goes that pylon going down. So no hatchery there yet. Gonna be waiting for those 2 sets of Zerglings. If he decides to get 2, or if he gets 1 set, who knows. Let's see, the moments is now. Looks like no Zerglings at all, just a queen. And that fast metabolic boost for Zerglings. So 2 sets of Zerglings now underway. And meanwhile, at the Protoss camp, looks like he's just going for that Cyber Core, getting up all that good stuff. Generally speaking, you do put down that Cyber Core right after that gate as soon as it's finished. And it looks like he's going for a double gas, so I believe this is going to be a 3-gate expand. I know there is, you know, if you see a double gas as Protoss, it means it's going to be a 3-gate expand or a robotics play or a Stargate play. And to be perfectly honest, Stargate plays are not very good at this level. And because players will scout it and see void prisms and just kill them all, or void warp prism? No, yeah, no. Wow, how do I not remember? This is crazy. But anyways, that play's not really all that great. Robotics isn't all that great. So if you see 2 gas from Protoss, it means it's going to be pretty much a 3-gate expand. Of course, that could change at a later date, so don't, if you're watching this like 10 years from now, don't quote me on that. But anyways, looks like that drone finally going to be picked off with this sentry, and I believe he's going to be throwing down a couple more gateways when he can afford it, and just getting up that sentry as well. And you need that extra gas for a 2-gate expand because he wants a lot of sentries so it can wall off whatever you need to if there is some sort of bust. And well, we'll see when he puts down those 2 gates. Looks like that drone was killed off, so I believe 2 gates going to be going down any moments here. Well, okay, he's just going to go 1-gate expand. A little bit risky here, it's a big time for Zerg to bust in there, but he knows that hatch is late. So, I mean, that is kind of like the key here to see, oh, he can't bust in right now. He's not going to because he's just building that hatchery. And that's a pretty safe assumption, but at the same time, Zerg doesn't have to do that. So, Fuzzy here, being a good player, not going to be trying to risk it and doing that, just going to be saying, hey, you know what? I'm just going to drone up. And be happy about it, because when you drone up as a Zerg, you feel happy, because you're going to have a huge economy later on. But anyways, Darkness did put down that Nexus. He does have 2 gates out here. So there's that 3-gate. Now I was talking about just Nexus before the 2 extra gates. Just going to be holding off with what sentries he can. Of course, Chrono boosted that gateway instead of the Cybernetics for that Warp Gate technology. Just to get out those extra sentries. And yeah. Oh, wait. I don't know, I think the cooldown for sentries is a little bit longer, I want to say. Or, I don't know. Oh, no, it just takes less time to build without the Warp Gate technology. Okay, I remember now. There was just a patch before that I was thinking about that was like, oh, we're going to give all gateway units, if you produce units out of a gateway, it's going to produce 5 seconds earlier than with Warp, than how it was previously. So it's going to be a little bit better earlier on, but that was just too strong, so now we're going with nothing is produced faster except for that sentry. So that's what I'm remembering. Anyways, a bunch of Zerglings coming out here. I believe it's just to scout and take out these rocks. Mainly the rocks, actually. I totally forgot about the rocks on this map. Yeah, there's rocks like everywhere on this map. I should just remember that. But, anyways, what he's getting in the meantime, getting a lair as an evolution chamber, getting a +1. I love the +1 in this matchup. Just Zerglings do so much better against Stalkers if he doesn't have any upgrades. Like that +1 helps so significantly. You just deal so much more damage because I believe Stalkers. There's no Stalkers out, but I believe they have 1 armor as well as the Zealot, so actually it looks like they all do. I really want to see, but we do have a Fleet Beacon coming online here. That's kind of crazy. We do have a Stargate, but Stargate is can't talk apparently, but Stargate's a little bit more normal. When you after you expand, it's not really normal to go like 3-gate into Stargate and to like kill them because that doesn't really work all that well since it's an all-in play. But now, Stargate is pretty normal. You get up a couple of Void Rays, try to contain and do some damage, pick off some Zerglings left and right, so maybe some Overlords, all that good stuff. But to get that Fleet Beacon, that's just absolutely absurd. We'll see if you get some carriers. I don't know, I don't think he's going to be getting some carriers. Maybe a fast Mothership. Yep, there's that Mothership coming online. Gonna be Chrono boosted out here. And we do have a couple of pylons coming down as well, just making sure he doesn't get supply blocked or anything stupid like that. And, well, looks like Zerg, Mr. Fuzzy, going to be going for some drop play. He does have the Ventral Sacs, yeah, that Ventral Sacs, as well as the, I don't even want to pronounce this, preemptualized carapace. The Overlord movement thing. They make him move, not like grandmas, but like, I don't know, someone in their 50s instead, So, anyways, looks like this Void Ray going to be picked off in a moment here. Looks like there's Phoenix out as well, trying to pick off some Queens. Not going to be too good. Nope, he's going to be able to run away. That's the one thing I hate about Queens. You can't really like slow something down. Like a Phoenix can like pick you up and like you can't attack or move or But once a Void Ray decides to get out of there, you can just get out of there. Because there's nothing else there. Meanwhile, actually, wow. Okay, there's an Overseer running around, checking things out. Looks like the Zerglings busted through the rocks at the bottom there. Just checking for the expansion. Because, usually in this kind of play, Protoss likes to expand pretty fast, especially on this map, since it's easier to expand at that time. And it looks like a race to take out these destructible rocks. I'm not sure if Darkness actually knows about these Zerglings. I just gotta be looking at this destructible rock saying, hey man, it's actually dying faster than I expected. But anyways, the Zerglings are out now and going to be possibly surrounding all these sentries. Sentries in a very good nook, throwing down some pretty good force fields, blocking a couple Zerglings in there. And Fuzzy just doing the smart thing, making sure he gets out of there right away. As soon as you see one force field, just get the heck out of there. This level of play, players are going to have really good force fields. You don't want to get trapped in there and lose all your Zerglings for no reason. Anyways, a bunch of Hydralisks, actually pretty slow Hydralisks. Actually, they just appear slow. They're not actually that slow. 2.25 movement speed is the same speed as a Marine without stim, which is kind of fast. I mean, in relative to like Protoss and Terranians, it is like normal. It just feels so slow. But anyways, looks like the mothership is now out, and well, I'm not sure if there's going to be enough Hydras here. They're just, you can't really reinforce this with Hydras. They're just so darn slow. So Zerglings, if anything's going to come in here, it's going to be Zerglings, and it looks like they're just maybe too many guys. Wow, a good block here with Changelings. That is just awesome. I like that quite a bit. Just blocked away with some Changelings. They can't. They're not always just scout units. You have to actually click on that unit to attack it. So just using it as a block, that is just awesome. I could not even imagine doing that, like coming up with that. I'm not sure if he came up with that, but if he did, that is just sick. But anyways, Darkness taking another expansion, going to be expanding at the top left here, taking its natural third. Zerglings, of course, already busted down this rock, so this is actually not a safe expansion. In fact, there are no safe expansions any longer, and it looks like these Zerglings going to come in here, deny this Nexus. It's almost complete. We'll see if these Zealots come in there in time. They do have the charge. Going to be busted in there in a second. Maybe clean up these Zerglings. Zerglings actually doing a lot of damage. We'll see if he gets this Nexus. Almost going to be completed, but it's almost dead as well, and it gets canceled at the last second. Very good play there by Darkness. You don't really want a Nexus with like 2 hit points. More Zerglings will just come back and kill him. So, I mean, you don't have a wall here to defend it, and yeah, it's not going to have enough time to regenerate those shields, and you really just don't have a way to heal that actual hit point-ness of your buildings like Zerg does. So, anyways, more Zerglings coming in here. I believe he knows it was canceled, just going to be checking to see if he can maybe pick it off while it's building. Of course, while it's building, it has less hit points. One of the things I love to do is kill Hatchery and Zerg right when it starts. So if I have some Zerglings out and he doesn't have enough to, or even if he does have enough to defend, I can sometimes take out that Hatchery right as it gets placed, and it's just such a good feeling to deny a Hatchery that soon and be like, hey, you know what? You're going to be down 100 minerals for no reason right now. And I'm just going to lose like 1 Zergling during all this. So, I mean, yeah, it's really pretty awesome. And sometimes you can even catch him off guard, so, and lose no Zerglings, so it's pretty awesome. Anyways, let's see, what has Fuzzy been doing during all this? It looks like he got a lot of Hydralisks. Taking out that rock, going to be expanding up there, as well as taking a 4th at this other location. That's usually the 5th or 6th. He does have the gold, and while he's producing some roaches as well. So, I mean, he does have the drop, so, I mean, we'll see if he drops some roaches and some Hydras or something. Hydras can't really move all that fast. Overlords move even slower, even with the speed, but, I mean, to be able to move up the high ground here is a big, significant thing there. So, we'll see what he does. Looks like he has 2 Overlords filled with Zerglings here. That is 16 Zerglings. Zerglings aren't as good as Marines. Like 2 medevacs would be, of course, better, especially since medevacs can heal. But at the same time, Zerglings can pick off drones pretty darn fast. We'll see if he's able to do a whole bunch of damage, especially since Protoss is defending his 3rd and his natural here. So, Mothership now moving up to the main, it looks like. Nope, just going to be going over there, standing guard at the wall. And we'll see these Overlords move in. Looks like he's going to be doing a double push here. He does have some Banelings in these Overlords. I haven't seen this in quite a bit. Actually, that's a lie, because I saw him play with these a few days, or like yesterday. But oh man, that sucks. Get all your guys sucked in there. Looks like the Archon toilet is underway. Of course, the Archon toilet has been nerfed. Archons can't really deal a lot of damage right when it right when you try to get out, but it's still kind of useful. You got, Archons all over the place. But anyways, looks like they just came out pretty easy peasy. What happens to the Overlords? I'm not sure what happens to the Overlords that got sucked in there. But there was a drop in the back here. Picking off a lot of guys left and right. Darkness forcing the GG, or I guess Fuzzy would be forcing the GG, but you get me. So, oh man, kind of a crazy game as well. Now these are like awesome games. I like these games quite a bit. I like how Fuzzy plays. Just has so many different things up his sleeves, and just has so many different things to go on. Like, oh, I'm gonna drop you with some Zerglings. Oh, I'm gonna do Banelings at the same time. Oh, this time I'm gonna go Ultras and like kick your ass. But anyways, let's move on to the next game, shall we? Oh man, I'm gonna be out soon. Or out of honey water, Let's see. Where did I put those games? I put them into the casting folder, wherever it shall be. There it is. Let's see. The next folder is this one. It's kind of like a puzzle. Trying to figure out which one's the correct folder. Let's see. We just did that one, so let's do this one. All right. All right. Game number, what is it, like 4, I think, right now? I think we're on 4. Easy attack mode. Shattered Temple, once again. And Easy has spawned at the bottom left-hand position here as our red Protoss player. Apparently I just like get things confused so easily. I don't even know what the heck it is. Like, I confuse units, and I confuse colors, and I confuse races, and it's like, how do I do this? I don't even know why I confuse those things. Maybe something's wrong in my brain, I'm not really sure. But Fuzzy has spawned at the top right-hand position as our blue Zerg player. And, well, we'll see. He's pumping out an Overlord right now. Looks like a pylon's coming online as well. Some good manner going on here. Fuzzy's just been actually a pretty awesome person in general. Just being a good, friendly person to everyone. Very cool person, in fact. Anyways, looks like there's a fast probe scouts right after that pylon. Going to be actually decided not to go to the fast position here, fast ground position. Just going to go straight across the map and find the Zerg base on the first try. Going to be seeing that extractor going down, and we'll see if he puts on a pool next. Probably, you don't really need an extractor if you're going hatch first, because by the time that pool finishes, you're going to have like 300 gas, and like you're not going to be able to use it. So. I'd expect a pool next. That's kind of the normal thing to do. There's that pool going down. Again, doing a good job constructing space, just putting it down in a very good spot. Personally, I would have preferred it here, but that's kind of like, okay, whatever. It's farther away. It's maybe he doesn't see it right away and kind of freaks out for a second, saying, "Hey, where's that pool, man? I don't know where that pool is." And now he's gonna find it, and like, oh man, there it is. So and that's, I think, the reason why you might want to put it a little bit further away. It's kind of like whatever type of thing too. Like, who really cares where your pool is? Of course, if something bizarre happened and he just had to like defend this one base, that pool would really come in handy in that spot. But you can put like a spine caller back here or something like that, and then Zealots can't really attack things very easily. But anyways, looks like easy attack mode or move. Easy attack move. I want to say mode because that just makes more, I guess, sense to me. But putting that pylon at the front of his wall, pretty bold move just because Banelings can bust in there, but of course that's not really something to see very often, and it's not a big deal. So Serbinex core going up right under that gateway, and well, what looks like easy attack move is saving up a little bit of chrono. He does have two gases, I should say, so I believe he's going to be going for a 3 gates. Possibly a 1 gate expansion into 3 gates, into a Stargate, as we saw, into Nexus, Mothership, as we saw, the last game. But I believe he's going to do a more of a standard 3 gate expand here once that drone is picked off. It's pretty key to kill off that drone. You want to make sure that he doesn't know, but of course at the same time it's kind of like, okay, he already saw the 2 gas. I'm sure he knows that something's going to happen. Looks like it's Zergling going to be just doing some little bit of biting away, a little bit of clawing at that gateway. Not going to be doing a lot of damage, but it's always good to do what you can. Zergling definitely doing his part. Gotta do what you can. A lot of Zerglings actually just die before they do like any damage at all, so this Zergling's actually getting a lot out of it. Sure, that shield can just regenerate, and that's not a big deal, but yeah, he tried. He really tried. How many Zerglings can say that? Not many. But anyways, he's going to run away now, and he almost died there. He has like 1 hit point left. And, well, it looks like Protoss is looking to expand now. He does have 2 gates going up right now, so this is the correct timing for a 3 gate expand. Just for the record, I believe this pylon is, well, actually it might be on cue. I'm not sure if there's a space here or not. If you put it like 1 over, I think it is, you can block it off completely. It's kind of like I don't know. I'm not gonna try to say it because it's hard to put into words. But anyways, a couple of Zerglings here, just checking things out. Just gonna be running around being like, hey man, you know there's no Nexus here. What can I can't attack anything. I can't claw away at a gateway. You guys are too mean right now. Probe trying to expand these Zerglings, just being really annoying. And more Zerglings coming in from the side, surrounding a pretty good surround there, picking off a couple of sentries here. And even maybe a Zealot. Zealot almost dead, gonna be maybe, no, oh, they managed to both survive. Some good micro there from easy mode. I thought I saw a Zergling coming in here. Oh, here they are. A couple of Zerglings attacking that pylon. If they kill this pylon, these gateways will be underpowered. And, well, then you can't really power them. And, yeah, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, man. Alright. Yeah, that would just kind of suck because you can't make sentries then. And if you can't make sentries, you can't defend this. And it's going to be really hard to actually defend. I mean, expand, you know. Anyways, looks like a pretty fast Stargate going up as well. Looks like there's a proxy pylon at the bottom here. That's something that a lot of Pro players are doing nowadays. It is a very good play slash plan. You know, oftentimes Zerg players will just be like, okay, I'm gonna put a hatchery there and don't even look at this spot. So I mean, that's pretty standard for Zerg because generally you have map control anyway, so you don't have to worry about things being out there. But since easy attack move put that pylon down so early, gonna be spotting for that. And we'll see if Fuzzy sees that in time or not. You know, and you know, maybe Zerglings just kill it off, and it'll be no big deal. Maybe he won't even expand down there like ever. Maybe it'll just be like a 3 base all in from Zerg or something like that. You never know. You know, oftentimes Zerg players do go for that big macro type play. And, I mean, early on, you kind of have to go big macro, unless you're, like, trying to cheese or something like that, but, you know, generally speaking, you can attack at certain times. You know, it's very good to do some drops, do some mutas, do some Niduses even. You know, I regret to say that a lot of players don't use Nidus. I really feel like it could be used a lot more. But anyways, enough of that. We're not going to ramble about all that random stuff. Protoss getting his +1 attack, I believe it's +1. Yeah, sometimes I get confused since they all look the same. They just like change colors, like, oh, the +2 is a blue one and the +3 is a green one. It's like, okay. Actually, I think the +3 is a red one. But anyways, gonna be sitting back, adding on a couple of gateways. Zerg moving across the board with a couple of Zergers there. And well, there's a Void Ray out, picking off, it looks like a Creep Tumor, a couple of Queens out to defend. Fuzzy gonna be totally cool with his early defense against that Void Ray. And the Void Ray, okay, he's gonna sneak around back maybe. Sneak around back, maybe pick off a couple of these Zerglings. No, they're just gonna run by. Alright, no big deal. Alright, so once again, these Zerglings are gonna be busting down this wall. You know, it's always a good move, and when I say always, I mean always a good move to take these out early, if you remember. A lot of players just don't remember. The reason is, you take this out, then, you know, there's not going to be any cannons or anything up there to worry about. Of course, if Protoss was crazy, like Puck or something like that, or White Raw, they might be expanding already, which would be absurd. Yeah, generally speaking, you want to bust this out pretty early, get some Zerglings out, just bust it out. It looks like Fuzzy here just having a very good timing sense of when to bust that down. And it looks like easy attack mode, just going to be going ahead and taking his gold instead of taking that high ground expansion. Typically speaking, it's a better expansion to have. It's just much harder to hold. I'm sure you can put some gateways here, and you know, you just put your units out here, which is good. You know, that would work. But then you just can walk around here and do some damage, and you go back here, and it's just like your army's continuously out of position, and it's just harder to hold. So, anyways, looks like the Zergling's going to try to bust down this extra rock leading up to that natural third on the high ground there. And, well, there's that Nexus going down. Looks like 2 Overlords just spotting and say, hello, I know you're expanding. It's all okay. I'm going to be busting down your rocks. You're not going to know about it, but I'm going to be doing it. So, anyways, Fuzzy going once again with a lot of Hydras. Going to be just sitting back and chilling. Nope, he's going to go for it. Maybe. Nope, he's just going to move an inch forward. Well, he is getting this +2 melee attack, so Zerglings already have that +1. No upgrades for the Hydralisk quite yet, but he is getting the Goliath reconstruction. I think that's how you actually pronounce it, which makes the roaches move faster. Of course, I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with that upgrade. A couple of Zerglings getting killed off here with those force fields. Actually, quite a few force fields. That seems like a lot. You know, there weren't actually that many Zerglings up there, so kind of weird to see this kind of inside of a force field. But well, there's a spinning ball of death in this force field. Like it just looks so ominous. Like it could just like move around, like kill you once it escapes from its prison. But anyways, looks like easy mode. Gonna be just walling in a little bit here. Does have an opening for some probes to sneak on by. You know, of course, once they get checked by the security guards, which would be all these zealots standing guard. There's a big drop here. He does have actually a few Hydralisks, quite a few Hydralisks in there, as well as some Zerglings. These zealots not stand a chance, and it looks like this Nexus is going to be going down. Meanwhile, a couple of Roaches moving across the field, going to be attacking this third. Very good multi-pronged attack going on right here. Which one do you defend? Do you defend this one, where your Nexus is pretty much already dead, your main's in flames, or do you go to your third, which is just getting erected and it's going to die anyway? So it's like you lose both. It's really what happens here. You just don't have enough shit to cover both bases. And well, like a good player, Fuzz is just gonna leave. Just gonna say, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna destroy your shit and leave, like an asshole. You know, I mean that's such a like dick move to do, but that's what StarCraft is. You know, like how do you fuck over your opponent? Because like that's what it is. That's really what StarCraft is, to be perfectly honest. Anyways, it looks like the Roaches did a lot of damage, got out there very safely, and it looks like the Hydralisk dropped once again in the main, but the Zealots are behind and picking off a couple of Hydralisks. But pretty good on the not losing shit thing, yeah, for him, yeah. You don't want to lose your stuff. Looks like a Stalker kind of checking things out. Oh, it just moved out of the way at the wrong time. Alright, it's going to be going back home. Defending against the third because there's a big attack. Lots of Roaches in here trying to do some damage to a lot of Stalkers, but there's actually a lot of Zealots, not that many Stalkers. And well, these Changelings kind of retreat just because, hey man, I don't want to fight that. That's just, that's fine. But, well, that Roach and that Zergling is going to die. But the Hydralisks have come back, did a little bit of damage, I guess. There is a Colossus in the back. You don't really want to engage that unless your Hydralisks are like up and close and next to it and spread out, and it's kind of like annoying to do that. So you just say, you know what, I'm not going to attack you. You're a big Colossus and you can hurt me. But it looks like Protoss is moving across the map here. You know, Zerg did quite a bit of damage here to a lot of bases, and well, Zerg coming in here with a lot of Zerglings busting that up, and Protoss probably going to be forced to GG here. There's really not much you can do at this point. Lost his main. Doesn't have anything up there. There's that GG, and yeah, just doesn't have enough of anything. Let's see, he has 59 probes. That's pretty good. That's actually more than Zerg has, but without Nexuses or Nexi and bases, you can't really get a lot from those probes. Kind of useless. So anyways, that's going to be it for Mr. Easy Attack Move. He played a very good game, but it's not going to be enough. Just not enough to kill my buddy, NrGFluffy. So let's move on to the 5th game here. We're just kind of rolling on by. I like this as a good feel of casting. I think I'm casting pretty good today, if I do say so myself. If you don't think so, tell me otherwise. Leave me a comment. I'll read it at some point in time. If I don't read it right away, I will at some point. Alright, yeah, let's do this game. Of course, I'm going to drink some of this first. Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, that's so good. Alright. Oh, let's do this. Get that out of me. Alright, so, next game, game number 5, is against Gold Minigun. Spawned at the top right as our red Protoss player. And, of course, we have NrGFluffy spawned at the bottom left as our blue friendly Zerg, neighborhood Zerg. And, well, he's just going to be happily mining away. It is another Zerg against Protoss. It is another cross positions, but this is Tal'Darim Altar. So it is a fairly big macro map. I believe this is going to be a little bit of a longer game unless there's some kind of early pull and into a bust. And if Protoss tries to fast expand or something like that, we'll see what this guy, Minigun, decides to do. Let's see, there's a probe moving out. Where's he going to be placing that pylon? Looks like he's going to go for it. He's going to put down that pylon in the natural. We'll see if he puts down a couple of gateways, a forge, or what. Generally speaking, you want to put that pylon up here at your choke, natural choke. I mean, it is a big map. I mean, he doesn't know it's cross positions, but it's a big map. It takes a long time to get there. So, I mean, you can get away with this fairly easily, but that also means, oh, Zerg is going to 6-pull you a lot more often because it's very easy to expand on maps. So, I mean, we'll see when he puts down that pull. Looks like he's going to be going for a hatch first, possibly, just saving up plenty of minerals right now. Maybe a pool. Actually, a pool's 200, so I mean, you could put down a pool first. But no gas. I do want to make a big note of that. You don't want to get a gas too early on this map. Because, I mean, you're not going to need it. You know, there's not going to be a big attack, you know, unless it's like a proxy gate or something like that. You know, you do kind of want to scout for that. Which is exactly why I like to scout very early on. You know, you scout early on, and then you know that there's not going to be a 2-gate proxy, or you know that there's a fast expand, or you know that like he's faking the fast expand, he's actually going to cannon you, or something like that. You know, it's like just good to know. And then you can delay the gas however much you want. I just feel like it's a safer play. That's all. But anyways, we'll see this drone coming on over here. Even went out of his way, like up here, just to make sure that like if the probe was coming through, he's not going to find. Actually, there is a probe in the base. I totally missed him. And well, he's going to get there a little bit too late. And of course, one of the things I see a lot of players do is put down those pylons there and try to cannon. But, well, you know, which is why you get the forge first. But it looks like Minigun getting the Nexus first, being a baller, saying, hey, you know what? I know that you're not going to have Zerglings out. I see your probe or your drone out. You don't have a pool. All right, I'm going to be totally cool to put down the Nexus first. And, well, Minigun doing that like a baller, going to have plenty of probes out, and we'll see when there is an engagement, if there is any at all. And well, fuzzy wuzzy. Moving across the board, a couple of Zerglings just going to be scouting along. One of them just kind of patrol back and forth, make sure there's no, what's it called, probes coming by. Yep. And the other one looking like he's going to go, well actually there's 3 out here. Probably going to be checking the watchtowers, maybe leaving one at the front. All that good play action. Or maybe even just trying to bust in there. You know, with a couple Zerglings, you know, just see if the cannon's up yet. You know, scout it. If it's not there, you can just roll on in there. Maybe scout really well. Possibly kill 1 or 2 probes or something like that, you know, and all that good play. And just generally put Protoss, you know, make him feel uneasy. So, Minigun here, of course, being the baller that he is not going to feel pressured at all. Actually, there's still a drone in the main here. He's actually just going to be attacking the Nexus. You know, he's going to kill it eventually. It's just going to take 5 years. So that drone's is going to be okay. I don't think Minigun is going to feel pressured by that probe or drone ever. I don't know. It's actually losing quite a few bit of shields here. So we'll see when he actually gets picked off, or if he continues to wail away. Minigun here deciding not to get a Zealot quite yet. Just going to be cranking out probes as much as possible. Getting a little bit of supply blocked, it looks like. Just by accident, that pylon a little bit late, and Fuzzy getting up his overlords at pretty good times, getting the macro hatch actually very early on, and just, you know, going to be able to crank out some extra drones that way. You know, on this map, your third has rocks here, which is annoying to take down. You know, it's a big map, so you don't have to worry about defending, so you don't want to get too many guys early on. You want to drone up and get an extra base. But if you take this base instead, you know, that's not very safe. This one's not very safe. It just feels awkward to have like a prism like bounce between the two, or you know, something like that, so you don't want to deal with that. Or if this one's far away, you know, you could have void rays or something like that dealing with it. So I mean, Zerg units, they do take time to get places. I mean, they get there a lot faster than Terran and Protoss, but I mean, you still don't want to risk it and just put your bases all over the place, unless you can afford to lose it. And well, Fuzzy just getting up that extra hatchery to get up those extra drones, and then you can expand and saturate it instantly and all that good stuff. Anyways, it looks like this probe taking a bit of heavy damage here. Looks like there is no Zergling speed on the way yet. It's like that speed is still not underway. I do want to make note of that. He does have 2 gases here, it looks like. And well, he's getting that evolution chamber. Gonna be getting a fast +1. Getting that Zergling speed, I believe, in due time as well. Actually, the Zergling speed first. And, well, once he gets that 100 gas, I believe there's going to be a +1 attack for his Zerglings. And, well, Minigun here just sitting back, you know, playing very chill, getting up a Twilight Council, getting up another gateway. Looks like he's sitting on 5 gateways, or will be 5 gateways. It's actually something that I just watched Day 9 talk about a little bit. Just, and I thought that maybe getting some gateways up instead of units would be a big deal, you know, put you behind, but Day 9 was actually saying, you know, it's actually a good idea to add on a bunch of gateways and cut units to add on those gateways, so that you can have more units at a later date. And that's actually very true. If you think about Terran, Terran does that with barracks all the time. Or you add on gateways all at once. You go like bam, 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 like 3 gateways at once, bam. You don't have to worry about gateways, and you just get a bunch of units. And while you're waiting for all those gateways, you can actually do other stuff with your money, which gives you actually, you can have like the same amount of army at a certain time, getting those gateways all at once, and get other stuff in the meantime. So I mean, it's like you just get more stuff. It just puts you a little bit behind in the initial unit count. So I mean, it seems risky, but it's actually not that bad if you defend properly. And of course, minigun not going to be doing anything less than that. So, wow, he's actually getting a very fast +2 attack, getting his blink as well. So I believe he's going to be going some pretty heavy blink stalkers here. And I do like to play quite a bit on this map. There's a lot of high ground and low ground and whatnot you can abuse. It's a big map, so I mean, stalkers need to get places so that they can defend and attack at once. So I mean, that's a good play to have instead of pushing the giant balls, because that generally doesn't do so well on this map. Anyway, Zergling's running by here. I really did not think that they'd just like run by everything. 2 force fields, not the best force field in the world, but looks like they're going to be picking off some probes here. And while there's already a lot of dead probes, as he does have, I believe, nope, actually no +1 quite yet. It's just about to finish. Okay, now it's done. Well, the Zergling's is trying to pick up that Nexus, not going to be getting anywhere. That those probes just ran away, which is good, and it's really just annoying trying to pick those off as they're running away. So minigun just being very smart. And these Zerglings actually, were they attacking that rock? It looked like they were like coming away from that rock, like as if they were just attacking it. But anyways, it looks like minigun actually going to be moving out right now. I'm not sure if this is the best time to move out. I'm sure he's going to be trying to expand during all this. Maybe not. Maybe just, well, I guess he didn't take out the rock, so I guess not. Going to be walling in here, making sure the Zerglings do not do a counterattack. But it looks like he made a small error in his wall, and the Zerglings coming in there. Minigun giving the GG. And yeah, that just sucks to be like, oh man, damn it, a little tiny opening, and all your probes die, and your Nexus is dying, and your army finally catches up, and everything's already gone. So yeah, and yeah, he's not going to be able to just kill off all these bases in time, because Zerg would definitely win a base race at that moment, since minigun just left. Anyways, I'm not sure if that was game 5 or 6. Wow, I actually lost count. Well, whatever, we're going to do one more just for the hell of it. Alright, so let's see, what do we have here? Let me actually count the games. Oh no, those are the wrong games. Wait, no, are they? No, yeah, they are. Fuzzy. Let's see, no, we didn't do, wait, did we do these? Oh, I think okay. Okay, that was 5 anyway, so we are going to do one for sure anyways. Alright, I haven't seen this one. Actually, I haven't seen the last one. I didn't even know he was playing minigun, so yeah. Alright, so anyways, NrGFluffy has spawned at the top left as our red Zerg player. Once again on Tal'Darim Altar, and it looks like his opponent this time is Deep Blue, playing as our blue Terran player. Very fitting indeed. I wonder if Blizzard just gives him more blue as a choice. You know, he gets to be blue more often instead of red, you know, and that'd be pretty awesome to be like, just to have a color in your name guarantees that you have a certain color more often. That'd be like a nice little thing, you know. I don't know, that might be just over the top, not fair for a lot of players, so whatever. But it looks like it's going to be a Zerg against Terran. Tal'Darim once again, so it is a big map. And we'll see. Okay, Terran is going to be walling off at the natural, or, well, I want to say natural choke, because like that's naturally where Terran puts up the wall. But I feel like the natural choke would be at the natural, like out here, so like, I don't know, it just sounds kind of weird. But anyways, he's going to be defending his main with that wall. We'll see if Zerg decides to go for a hatch first. I believe he does like to go for a hatch first. In this matchup, we'll see if he tries to bust in there. It's not really a map to bust in there unless you're 6 pull, and Terran generally doesn't do a fast expand, so it's not very likely, and yeah, we're not going to talk about that. But we do have a couple of drones coming out here, and an Overlord. Overlord's going to be spotting, making sure there's no SVs. Drone number 1 going to be scouting, and drone number 2 going to be turning into a hatchery. There's that hatchery plopping down at the natural there. And, well, First Overlord going the wrong direction. I wish I could just whisper it in his ear and say, "Hey, man, just go right, just or go to your left, go to your left." You know that's where you want to go. That's the Terran base, man. That's the Terran base. Go that way. But yeah, it doesn't work. So meanwhile, it looks like that drone can be finding the Terran base before the Overlord. He apparently wins the race, and this barracks just now completing. And I believe he's going to finish that wall. Maybe not. Just gonna scout with that SP. All right, there's that wall going down, and that drone is now trapped inside, which of course means Zerg can continually run around and scout things. He's not going to leave your base because he can't. But that also means he can't return to his family and get paid for his scouting. He's just going to die, and I'm sure the Hive really likes that because then they don't have to pay him. But he's going to be wandering around for now because that is all he can do. Anyways, looks like this SV. What are you going to do, SV? Are you going to make a factory? No, it's just going to be attacking that drone. All right, there's a refinery, so I believe he's going to be making a factory. Yep, there's that factory going down. We'll see. Does this drone harass that SCV? Nope, just going to be running around on by. Apparently he made friends with that SV while he was fighting it. You know, just a nice friendly jaw, and decided to continue on their separate paths. And well, there's a reactor coming down right now on that barracks. So first set of Marines, 2 Marines to be precise, just kind of going out, kind of saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to be attacking you, but then run back, so that if there was a Zergling at that watchtower, which there isn't, for the record, then Zerg would know, hey, maybe I need to add some guys right now, you know, maybe I need to run away, and then, or maybe I need to not drone, and just do the wrong thing at the wrong time. So, anyways, drone is now picked off, and Zerg, Mr. Fuzzy, NrGFluffy to be precise, just putting down a spine crawler for some defense, and that is pretty much the standard thing to do against Hellions. You put down a spine crawler, even if it's Marines. Actually, you put down a spine crawler. You just want a spine crawler in this matchup. That's just what you do, because it's good. But Deep Blue is going to be expanding with all this. I believe the Hellions are going to be timed out so that he attacks right as this expansion is going to be landing here. Possibly not. Maybe he's going to wait seconds later and do it. We'll find out. But there is a second reactor. Actually, he's going for a lot of Marines, so actually he did not swap out that reactor with that, or that, you know, didn't swap out the barracks with the factory. So he might actually try to push in here, maybe just want some extra Marines for some extra defense, just in case, so he can get out that command center a little bit earlier. You know, delay the Hellions a little bit, get out some extra Marines for some defense, and expand a little bit earlier than you would have otherwise. So this command center wrapping up soon. I believe he's going to be sending it over there pretty soon, maybe getting that orbital command first. And well, there's a Hellion outs already, and well, 2 more on the way, so there's going to be 3 Hellions, which is totally odd. Usually you get like 2 at a time if you have a reactor, but there is indeed going to be 3. And well, spine crawler going up in the back of the natural here, just going to be making sure that nothing happens. And well, what the heck? 1 second. I'm so sorry. 1 second. This is kind of weird. Alright, my apologies. I thought someone was maybe busted into my room or my house. Apparently it was my roommate, so it's pretty normal type of thing. So anyways, let's get back into these games. Let's resume right there. I believe we're good. Yes, we are good. Alright, so Fuzzy now getting a layer, and I wonder how I'm going to edit this out. Yeah, I don't know if I can edit that out. I might have to, I don't know. I'll check it out. But anyways, Deep Blue coming over here with a couple of SCVs. Going to be just plopping those guys over here. Getting some extra minerals from that expansion. So now, a lot of Marines and a bunch of Hellions actually moving across the field with this medevac. This could prove to be a very odd timing push indeed for Mr. Fuzzy. Let's see if he's able to keep up with this. Looks like the Zerglings have found out this is underway. I'm not sure if there's a Zergling at the watchtower or not. To be honest, I forgot to check, but it looks like there's going to be a drop with these medevacs. So the Hellions are at the bottom here. Going to be roasting anything that gets close to these Marines, and these Marines unloading at the top. And that Spinecrawler just in a very good position here. I actually admire that, just to have such good position with that Spinecrawler. And now the Queens are here with the Zerglings. Zerglings getting roasted. Looks like the medevac was picked off, but the Marines are getting picked off as well. So actually these Hellions not doing as much damage as you might think. These Queens actually doing a very good job. Look at that. He even pulled one away with 1 hit point. And, this guy's almost dead. That guy's almost dead. And he just did a very good micro right there. I gotta really admire that. A lot of players, they can do really good micro in like micro tournament or something like that, but when it comes to an actual game, you're just so busy with things, you don't actually micro all that well. So I'm just really glad to see a good micro there. It looks like the Hellions trying to bust in here. A lot of Zerglings though, I don't know if he's going to be surrounding these pretty easily. A lot of almost dead Hellions there. Looks like he's not going to pick off that other one that's almost dead, but the Queens are not far behind. Could be roasting a couple of drones here, but he's going to get into the main and possibly roast some more. There's no Queens up here, actually. They're out of position, trying to kill off that push. And now these drones are going to be forced to just sit there, apparently. Didn't get a surround there. There he goes. Gets a good surround off that one Hellion. Another one returning, trying to do a little bit of damage, but the Queens are there as well. Going to be running away. Nope, he's going to be trying to roast as much as he can without dying. At this point, he only has one Hellion. He already ran by the Spinecrawler. Really can't do much. You can't leave. You kind of have to continue to attack one of those situations where, it's going to die, but you do what you can. So, anyways, there's a Banshee out now. That's kind of unusual. A Banshee build with Marines and Marauders, maybe. It looks like there's a bunch of tech labs on all these. Actually, there's 2 tech labs. All right, so Stim, Combat Shield, and well, we'll see if he swaps those out for reactors later on. Possibly adding on a couple of factories, going for some Marines, tanks in the mid game to late game type scenario. Meanwhile, it does look like he just added on another refinery. He actually just got his 2nd refinery. That's pretty bold there. And, well, Mutalisks are out. The turrets are not up yet, and it looks like they're not going to be up. Killing it off even before it was cancelled. And now the Natural is under siege from these Mutalisks. There's really not much that he can do. He did kind of like an all-in type build with an expansion, which is totally cool. I like that a lot. But at the same time, it just doesn't have enough to defend directly afterwards. It looks like he, actually, wow. Well, if he does have enough, he just has so many Hellions instead of getting Marines. Fuzzy just having such good timing with his mutas. These are out pretty darn early, considering how many drones he has, considering how many things he has out. And, well, they're trying to do what they can. Looks like that bunker was cancelled. And, well, Deep Blue looking like he's going to be keeping this expansion. Maybe losing a few more SCVs here, maybe not. But yeah, these Mutalisks are going to continue to pose a big threat, going to be bouncing between these 2 bases. There is a missile turret at the main here now, and even actually an additional one on the edge. So we'll see what these Mutas try to do. It looks like they might go for this one. Yeah, they are. They're just going to go for it. Alright, but now Deep Blue, I don't know, he's in a lot of trouble here. What can he do? He just built so many Hellions, he doesn't have that many Marines to split up between the 2 bases. If he left half at the main, these Mutas could just pick them off. If left half at the Natural, they could get picked off. And if you don't leave them at both, then you're just going to have to keep running around, and that's exactly what's going on right now. So a lot of Mutas actually coming out right now as well, so he's just continuing on to build on those Muta counts. He actually has quite a few minerals saved up he could spend on some drones. Looks like he's going to go for another hatchery. His macro hatchery just going up right now, so it's a little bit late compared to what he usually does, thus the extra minerals. A little bit of a sloppy play there, but alas, have to forgive him. He plays like 100 games a day, so a little sloppy play here and there is no big deal at all. So this guy just loving his RTS game, just playing this so much every single day, and that's why he's so good. He practices non-stop. And, well, that evolution chamber, or the engineering bay, I should say, not evolution chamber, could be killed off there. And, well, Terran's just going to be slowly losing things left and right, but he is pushing across the map there. Lots of Hellions out here, going to be roasting a couple of those creep tumors. And, well, he's going to need to do quite a bit of damage here. Zerg getting up his 3rd, as well as he just got that net, or the macro hatch. So I mean, there's actually not a lot of Zerglings here. The Zerglings going to be roasted by all these Marines. No banelings whatsoever. And well, this could actually be it from Fuzzy. Fuzzy just kind of being a little bit sloppy. There's a GG from Fuzzy. Fuzzy actually giving the game right there. Has a ton of money. Just playing a little bit of a sloppy game. You know, he could have had a lot more Zerglings. Could have had more banelings out, just dense, and lost because of it. I mean, that's how easy it is to lose. And yeah. So what, that was 6 games? I cast 6 games today. I think that's pretty good. So I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna cast anymore. I'm gonna just, you know, just go because I'm pretty tired. And well, hope you guys enjoyed the cast today. And tune in next time. I believe I might be casting Friday. I might not be. I'm not really sure. Let's see what's going on. Otherwise, next week Tuesday is Tuesday. No, I'm probably not even Tuesday. I don't even know when the next time I'm going to be casting, to be perfectly honest. But I will have a definite schedule soon, so I hope you guys look for it and tune in. I'll probably be posting it on Team Liquid. I'll probably post it on Twitter or Twitch.tv as well, so that people know about it wherever you look. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the games. Once again, this is Magic